Alright, today I have a pretty special unboxing here. I'm pretty excited for this one because this is Locked Studios. Locked has probably one of the best teams right now, and I've been really excited and just really wanting to try one of their shapes. And they just dropped the new Deadbolt X, which I think is a slight variation on the famous Deadbolt, of course. So I had to pick one up. Yeah, let's pop it open and see what it's looking like, what it's feeling like. I'll probably be doing some first tricks with this. Probably a full-length review at some point as well. Okay, we just got the Tama itself. I like it. I'm assuming we're gonna get some other stuff in this bag. Dreamscape, is that the colorway? I think that's it, right? Or no, that's just like the design, right? Because it has like these stars on the can. So yeah, cool little bag here. Let's pop this thing open. So we got the Tama itself. We'll get to that later. I'm assuming we got extra string in here. Yes, we do. Extra string with a bead and a bearing. Black string, looks pretty long. I'm assuming it's just like a standard 8 to 10 finger, something like that. Let's get into the Tama itself. It looks like it's stringless, which I actually like. So you can kind of string it to your own desired length, of course. Ooh, okay. So, I mean, first impression, there is this kind of like sparkle to the paint that didn't really show up in the pictures, and I didn't really know was a feature of this at all. But there's, yeah, this nice like glimmer to the entire clear on this Tama. I'll get some close-ups of this, of course, but yeah, I mean, that is looking great. It feels extremely sticky, of course. We'll get to the shape in a little bit. So we have this kind of blue colorway with nice white tracking dot, goes to this darker blue. And then the main majority of the Tama is this lighter blue. You have these kind of like stars around the top as well, that kind of dreamscape vibe. Gets to a darker kind of 70-30 darker blue, and then a nice white kind of ring around the bevel. Huge bevel. I don't know if this is bigger than like a 2-up bevel, but it honestly looks a little bit bigger. This might be the biggest bevel I've ever played. Stunt fasts are going to be crazy on this thing. I'm excited for that. Ooh, I got some nice grain too on this one. Okay, so yeah, Tama's looking great. I think it's just like a beach Tama, which is kind of what you want for stalls. I mean, it's standard, but it's kind of ideal, you know? So yeah, let's get into the Ken here. Okay, Ken is, again, I've never played this shape before, so this is completely new to me. It looks pretty like bulky right off the bat. I did get some nice grain, as I was talking about. In that small cup, you get like a nice little detail of grain there. Obviously, this is a maple Ken. Cups are kind of just standard, like huge cups for kendamas nowadays. One thing that's sticking out to me right now is the string holes. You have three string holes on each side, so you can string it in any of those. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it helps for like lunar or pull-up like tricks, you know, so that's like straighter in a way. I might be off on that. I'm probably just gonna string it up in the middle one because that's what I'm used to, but they do give you that option if that's something you're into. I mean, one thing that sticks out to me right away in terms of the shape is just how like dramatic the angle here is, you know, like it's pretty, I'll get close-ups of course, but it's like pretty straight, and then it's like a pretty wide angle, like how far it comes out. It's a very unique look to this portion of the sword. Definitely, it's a very unique ring as well. I don't imagine it's gonna ring very well, but I mean, who does rings? I guess I do sometimes, but I mean, that's obviously not the point of focus with this kendama, because again, there's not much definition to that ring at all. But what I'm assuming it's gonna feel good for is those flips, and it's already feeling pretty nice for those flips, just like right here. Like trips feel cool. Feels nice in the hand, the way this kind of soft ring just kind of sits in your hand. It's not as sharp as like a traditional shape where the ring is more defined, so it's when it hits your hand, it's not as jarring. Obviously we have the kind of Dreamscape starry design burned into this Ken here. You have the Locked Studios kind of engraving there. You have a balance hole, of course, standard with Tamas nowadays. And yeah, I mean, actually the handle stall itself is pretty wide, which I actually like. Ooh, that actually feels good. That feels good for handle stalls. How are wings feeling? They'll probably be decent enough. I mean, it's not like any extreme stepped cups or anything like that, but they feel good enough. Handle stall feels good. Lunars feel pretty standard. Like it's hard for me to tell. Oh, actually, those are feeling pretty nice. Oh yeah, feeling pretty good. Again, I'll give more thoughts in a full review, but I just kind of want to get out there, do some tricks, kind of figure out what this thing excels at. I'm assuming taps are going to be feeling good, but we'll see. Overall, really liking the look of this thing, really clean. Love the tracking on the Tama. In terms of the spike, it's kind of like a bullet tip spike, so if you're into that, it has that. Yeah, it's feeling pretty nice out of the box so far. Again, I'm going to do some first tricks, and then maybe do some first thoughts, but I definitely will be doing a full review of this shape as well. So yeah, I'll see you guys outside for some first tricks. Let's do it. Alright, so there was some first tricks with the Deadbolt X from Lock Studios. Good sesh overall, landed some stuff I'm pretty happy with. I'm just going to talk about some of my first impressions. This isn't going to be an in-depth review, just some first thoughts here. In terms of stalls, it actually locks in pretty freaking well. I mean, you saw that 1, 2, 3 Ken flip juggle handle stall. Handles feel great. Wings actually feel pretty solid as well. And the wing rims, like the cup rims, are actually wider than I originally thought. So they do lock in pretty well for those wings. Loving the huge bevel. Really made those stun fasts pretty easy, as well as just like any fast hand trick in general, pretty easy. In terms of the flips, feeling good for the flips. Really like how soft it feels in the hands. Again, with that rounded off ring, it just feels really nice in the hands. I'm able to huck a bunch of Ken flips pretty easily. This is a bit heavier of a setup, a bit heavier than I usually like. The Ken is 92 grams, the Tama is 90 grams, so it is weight matched. It's really close in terms of the weights. It is a little bit heavier than I like, but honestly, just the shape of that Ken and how fast it flips kind of combats that and makes it honestly feel lighter than it is. So yeah, I can tell just like doing a bunch of Ken flips on this thing. Sometimes when I have a sesh where I just do a bunch of like trip Kens, my handles start getting like bruised towards the end of the sesh. But with this, again, it's so soft that it's just like, it feels so nice smacking in your hand, you know. And I can imagine, I didn't really do that many goon tricks, but with goons, I can imagine it's not gonna hurt as much. Stilts felt pretty good. Lunars were actually honestly really amazing. Maybe the best part of this, to be honest. The lunars were just slapping. Taps were a little bit disappointing for me. Maybe I gotta put a sticky note under these cups. That's something I don't usually do that often, but maybe I'll have to for this because the cups were coming loose pretty often. I'll explore that and see if a sticky note helps, but taps weren't feeling great in general. But yeah, overall having a lot of fun with this setup, at least in the first sesh. In terms of the paint, super sticky. I don't know what clear this is. I think it might just be like their factory sticky clear, but it was sticking for all the tricks he needed to stick for. So yeah, I'm excited to keep playing this. Super fun sesh here, trying this thing out. And yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Again, I'm gonna be doing a full review, maybe an edit with this thing as well, because yeah, I'm excited to continue to try this thing out. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts on the Deadbolt X down below if you've copped one. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.